What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Now I know I've been gone for a really long time, but basically not going to make any excuses, just haven't uploaded, haven't made any videos. But it's middle of February, so you guys know that's auto show time. So we're back here today at the auto show, the day after Family Day. Now unfortunately I did get a media access this year, so we didn't come on media day, so I'll apologize ahead of time if you see obviously a bunch of people in the background. But I did come to the auto show earlier in the day, basically just after they opened, so hopefully it's not too crazy by the time we're filming. But anyways, yeah, it's auto show time, so you know what that means. We're going to go check out everything. Now, I'm not going to film every last little thing. I'm going to try to focus on mostly just all the new stuff. And what's exciting about this year, 2025, is that, I guess really you can say the Germans are back. So BMW is back here, Audi is back, and Mercedes is back, along with a whole bunch of new stuff. Again, I didn't make it on media day, so we'll go try to check out some of the award winner cars and just check out everything that there is of interest here. I'll bring you along for as much as I can. But yeah, without any further ado, we can see some cool stuff behind me down there, which we'll go and get. But the first thing we walk into when we walk into the auto show in the South building this year is BMW, so let's go check out everything there. Okay, so as I said, if you walk into the auto show through the South building, you're going to come right here where it says welcome to level M. Then we're going to walk through. Alright, we can see all BMWs all along here, but we'll start over here with the new 2025 M2. So, I guess the M2, obviously the latest version, a bit, I guess, controversial, if you will, with the brand new design. Some people hate it, some people love it. Not really sure how I feel about the front grille on this as the big talking point, but anyways, this car as it sits is finished in Java Green Metallic, which is a beautiful green color. You can see there, obviously, with the black leather with the red highlights on the inside. But yeah, the new M2 is sat right here, and basically they have all of the complete 2025 lineup of BMWs, guys. So we start with the M2 over here. We have the new M5, which of course, you know all the internet memes of how just absolutely heavy this thing is, but the new M5 is actually quite a nice looking car. This is, I believe, actually the M5 Touring. This is the M5 Touring, guys. We can see obviously this in the new hatchback design, not so much just a straight sedan, but again, obviously lots of people around, but there's the new M5 Touring. If we come over here, we have the 2025 M4 CS. This one here finished in Isle of Man green, which is just absolutely stunning color. And actually, they have a G80 M3 model over at the stand, which I think I'm probably going to come home with. But yeah, Isle of Man green paint. You can see kind of the matching gold or copperish wheels. Again, with the black and red interior, obviously with the CS badge in the seats, you guys you see there. And yeah, the M4 CS basically takes the regular M4 and just dials up the craziness to 11. You can see got the carbon fiber rear little lip wing, carbon fiber rear diffuser, of course the quad exhaust design, 2 on each side. And yeah, hopefully can't really see on the inside, but carbon fiber all in the center console, all around on the kind of the dashboard areas, as well as the carbon fiber insets in the hood, and of course the full, well, not the full, but the carbon fiber front splitter and the carbon fiber and the other bits there as well. And then just regular black for the front grille. So this is the new XM label, is basically BMW's answer to, I guess, the likes of like the Urus, the DBX. It's the ultimate, well, luxury performance SUV from BMW. So the label as it sits right here comes with a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 engine with hybrid assist. So the label is the most powerful version, so that makes 738 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque. So 0 to 60 at about 3.8 seconds. So for something of this size, I don't know the weight of it, but for something of this size, obviously a big luxury SUV, for it to accelerate that quickly is just quite awesome. And yeah, again, that's going to put it right up there with the likes of like the Lamborghini Urus, the Aston Martin DBX. I guess a little bit the Ferrari Purosangue. Of course, that's a whole different beast, V12 NA. But yeah, so if you're looking for the ultimate luxury SUV from BMW, just right here, the XM label. There is, I guess, a sort of lower end version, just the XM, which has the same 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. I don't know if that has hybrid assist or not, but it has a bit less power. That makes only just under 650 horsepower. So again, neither one is a slouch, but if you're looking for the actual ultimate, you're going to want to get the XM label. And if you're wondering on price, this one as it sits on the floor is $245,606, and that's in Canadian. Okay, so over here in the Polestar booth, everyone, we have what I believe to be the newest offering from Polestar, so the Polestar 4, obviously following on from the 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to go ahead and cheat and read off the sign. So you can see Polestar 4 starting from, let's call it $65,000. This one, as you see right here, is long-range dual motor and performance pack, of course, all-wheel drive. Let's see, power, 544 horsepower, you can see there, 506 pound-feet of torque, 3.8 seconds, 0 to 100, top speed 200, and range is 434 kilometers. Now, is that going to be actual range? Claimed range or actual range, obviously two different things, but pretty good numbers from that. And actually, I gotta say, it's actually a pretty good looking vehicle. I know one of the things with EVs, everyone's like, they're kind of boring looking compared to obviously our petrol powered equivalents, but I gotta say, I do actually like the look of the Polestar vehicles. Here we have a Polestar 3, so you can kind of see the difference. The Polestar 4 actually looks like it's slightly smaller offering than the Polestar 3. And then if we come down to the end, here we have the Polestar 2, which has been out for a little while now and is kind of, I guess, their version of like their full EV sedan. Then I guess you could say you have kind of the two SUVs in the range as well. So we're here on the Toyota stand, and I'm not going to go through every single car on here because it would take forever, but there's the new Highlander, there's the RAV4 Hybrid, a couple other things, minivan, the new Prius here, the Toyota Crown. This color is awesome. It's finished in Storm Cloud, which is almost, the cameras make it look a bit more blue. It is kind of blue, but it's a bit more grayish to the eye. It's like a gray blue color. This is actually pretty cool. This is actually a car that's kind of interesting to me. Maybe I'll have to spend more time with one of them. I thought they were full EV, but no, they do have a 4 liter in there, obviously with some hybrid assist. But yeah, these are kind of cool. Would I buy one? I don't know. Here's the cool stuff we're looking for, guys. So we have a GR Corolla right here, which are always awesome. Basically like road spec rally car Toyota built. We have, of course, the GR86, and of course we have a Supra. I think everyone knows how I feel about Teslas already, but this is the brand new Model Y, so you can see completely new design on the front. We got this kind of, well, broken up, but like one kind of wraparound light bar piece. Obviously just broken up because you can open up the front, but yeah, new design, basically full flat front end. I guess a little bit reminiscent of the Cybertruck, but yeah, here's a new Model Y. The rest of the car basically the same, boring old Tesla. Model X. We have the fridge here, which whatever, and we have the new Model 3, and then of course the Model S. So we have here an E-Ray with a ski rack or a snowboard rack on the top, as you do. Of course, the E-Ray is the all-wheel drive version of the Corvette, so basically still has the big V8 in the back, but it has hybrid assist, hence the E name. So again, it gives it all-wheel drive, obviously better acceleration, bit better traction, bit more of a go-anywhere car, I guess, hence with the rack on the front. But yeah, again, still has a V8, obviously with hybrid tech, and you can also, with the EV, you can kind of sneak away. We have a very beaten up looking IMSA Corvette race car, so that's pretty cool. We have just kind of a base C8. We have a Z06 convertible over here. Again, you can see with the roof panel stored in the trunk, as is designed to do. And obviously with the carbon fiber wing on the back. But if we want to talk about big wings on a Corvette, here we go, guys. Here is the brand new 2025 Corvette ZR1. So yeah, you thought the Z06 wing was big. Obviously ZR1 has a massive wing. Sorry about the quick cut off there. I just bumped into an old friend and co-worker. But yeah, obviously ZR1 has the big massive wing. We already know the stats. 1,000 horsepower on this car. 375 km/h top speed. Yeah, 1,064 horsepower, 828 pound-feet of torque. And I don't remember if they actually set records yet. I didn't watch the whole video, but I know they were taking this to tracks all across the USA, and they were going to set lap record. I think they did actually set a few new records on this. So obviously the ZR1, the C8 ZR1, kind of the most extreme version of ZR1 I think Corvette's ever built. I guess we'll wait and see if there's a C9 generation. But yeah, just absolutely just a stunner of a car. I actually like the spec too. Black with the blue stripes and the blue wheels. I mean, I'm not buying a ZR1 anytime soon, but if you can get blue wheels on one, I think that's definitely an option that I would go for. new LT7 engine, 5.5 liter twin turbo, dual overcam, flat plane crank V8, and you can see there up to 1,200 pounds of downforce at top speed with the carbon fiber aero package. So this has the carbon fiber aero package, so obviously you get the big wing in the back, you obviously get the massive front splitter with the canards, or if you don't want that, you can still have your 1,064 horsepower ZR1, I guess more of a road spec, because you don't have to get all of the big aero work. But either version you get, still no slouch. And yeah, the new ZR1, definitely can't wait to see and start hearing these around at meets and just on the road. So before we hit Ford, and there's some cool Hot Wheels stuff here as well, here are your AJAC award winners for 2025. So I'm just gonna zoom in and we'll just slowly go down here. You guys can pause and read the entire list as you please in the video. But yeah, we have the likes of the Hyundai Santa Fe, which I guess had SUV, the new Civic Hybrid, the Ioniq 5N, and the BMW i4. Alright guys, then we have surely the star of the show here for Ford. We have the brand new Mustang GTD. So effectively, Ford took basically the Mustang race car and built a road-going version. Think this is basically on the same level or akin to like the Porsche GT3 or the RS. So obviously we can see much more aggressive front end, huge extended splitter, the canards. Obviously we got the louvers over the wheels. We have that massive swan neck wing at the back there, which is basically chassis mounted. It comes right out of the back of the car. And yeah, if you ever wanted the most extreme version of the Mustang, get one of these. This has over 700 horsepower, and yeah, basically is effectively Ford building a race car for the road that isn't just a Ford GT. And of course, I forgot to mention full carbon fiber hood and carbon fiber over the roof. Basically, the whole car is carbon fiber, obviously, because it's light. And yeah, I don't know. What would you guys rather have, the Mustang GTD or the Corvette ZR1? I know both two different cars, but kind of built for a similar purpose. It'd be like the ultimate track weapon, but also something that you can go and get your groceries with, which is just kind of absolutely insane. So this is the Hot Wheels Bigfoot monster truck. Let's just go take a quick look at the front of the vehicle, and yeah, this thing is absolutely awesome. Let's go and take a look at everything new from Audi, starting up here with the new e-tron vehicle, the RS e-tron GT, which has a cool, funky rear light design, so you can see kind of all the different like chevrons in there that match up to the solid light bar, and then again there on the side. Obviously, full EV, so no exhaust, but wicked diffuser on the back of this. It's kind of the forged carbon look to it. Of course, four-door vehicle, so you can bring you and all your friends with you, and yeah, awesome. The new RS Q8 Performance, or basically, I guess if you will, the kind of the poor man's Lamborghini Urus, because as we all know, this and the Urus share basically a platform. So the new RS Q8 Performance, the Audi R8 GT. So this is the actual final hurrah for the R8, the new GT. They only built a handful of these, only 9 units here in Canada. Obviously, we know naturally aspirated 5.2 liter V10 shares a lot of its DNA, obviously, with Lamborghini Huracan. But yeah, this, guys, sadly, is the end of an era. Of course, as we know, the Huracan is being replaced by the Lamborghini Temerario, which has a twin-turbo V8 with hybrid assist. So gone are the days of V10, and yeah, this is really cool. I was hoping I would see a new R8 GT in person at some point. I never actually saw the original, but I had the model car version, which was cool. But yeah, this is just really cool. I mean, from the wing with all the carbon fiber on it as well. Obviously, hard to see over the stand, but obviously the V10 engine in that we know and love. Side blades all full carbon fiber, side skirts in full carbon fiber, and then everything around the front. So the canards, the front splitter, and everything all in carbon fiber. And yeah, it's cool, but also sad to think that this is basically one of the last V10s we're ever going to see. We have another e-tron over here. This is the S6 e-tron. So effectively what Audi has done or is doing is taking kind of the gas versions that we know and transferring them to full electric power, which of course many people are doing. Obviously that's the way of the world things are going, but I gotta say, and one thing I like about, I guess, these well, let's say established or proper car companies making electric vehicles, that they basically already take a platform they already have. So we know a good looking car, a good working vehicle, they just basically take out all the gas or the petrol motor or engine and put in electric motors. So again, this you can see obviously designs from the S6 that already came before, that had the engine and gas power in it, and then they basically just made an electric version like they have with all the e-trons. The only sort of new version e-tron is the RS e-tron, which we saw outside, which is effectively their sports car. But of course, Audi hasn't forgotten that they make cars with engines, so we have the new A5 up on the stand here, which I believe was just unveiled at Media Day for the first time, I guess, in North America, or at least in Canada. And then we have the SQ5 here as well. So yeah, so if you guys aren't ready to fully commit to EV, you can still get cars, obviously, with gas power. It's just too bad, like I said, we still can't get anything with a V10 over there. But we come over here to a car which I've already seen is getting a lot of hype, and for good reason. So this is the RS6 Avant GT. Basically, Audi took like a family sedan. If you already know the RS6, anything with an RS badge is already crazy. It's kind of like, you know, take a Porsche GT3 out of the RS to it, or no, Ford Focus out of RS to it. So the RS6 is already crazy. The GT is just a bit more of a Grand Touring version. But yeah, this thing is absolutely insane. I don't remember the power numbers on this but I know it's something like up over 600 horsepower in this thing. Of course, all-wheel drive, big family saloon. You can still fit all the kids and everything in there. But yeah, this thing, if you don't know about the RS, well, I've just told you. But yeah, you think, well, especially in this configuration, it's kind of, you know, not really so discreet. But just imagine one of these pulls up beside you, like in all black, that you just think, it's just a regular family SUV, and then they gun it off the line, and this is gonna beat pretty much anything off the line that isn't an actual supercar. So yeah, the RS6, I've always been a big fan of these, and this one here, I mean, this color scheme is awesome. White wheels in Canada in winter, probably not the best decision right now, or white wheels in general to keep clean. But yeah, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I can stand here and look at this all day, but we have more cool things to go look at, so we're not going to spend time. Before we go, guys, just have a look at the rear diffuser on this R8 GT. Again, full carbon fiber, massive racer diffuser. You can see the fins go all underneath. And yeah, again, take one more good look at this, because literally we are never going to see another R8, because this is the last of it. All right, we've looked at it long enough. Let's move on, because there's more stuff. All right, guys, so I kind of teased this from up top in the intro, but we have the full Lego Lego Technic McLaren P1, finished in yellow, which marks the third time that we've seen a Lego vehicle here at the Auto Show. So we have the Lego P1 here this year. Last year, of course, we had the Lego Sion, and in the years past, we've also had the Lego Chiron, and of course, because we have the Lego McLaren there, we of course have the real one as well, the yellow P1, the Volcano yellow P1, which actually, we've seen this car a few times before, I believe. I think they might have changed the caliper color, because I believe those are red, unless it's a different one. But yeah, I mean, what can you say, P1 parked here in race mode. I mean, was it 12 years later, still one of the coolest cars on the planet. Hey everyone, so we made it over here to the north building, and we're gonna head straight down to all the stuff that you guys really want to see, and then we'll go check out the rest of the exhibits back upstairs. Just casually here on the sim racing stand, we have the brand new Aston Martin V8 Vantage. So you can see completely reworked front end, more of like a 177 look to the front end. Got the hood slats kind of like on the DB11. The rear is mostly the same as the old car. The entire car is a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. They changed some stuff up in the interior. Still has the AMG derived V8 up front. Power is up a little bit, but not too crazy over the outgoing car. Yeah, the rear end, again, you can't really see there because of the wall, but the rear end is effectively the same as on the previous generation V8 Vantage. But yeah, really cool to see this here, just kind of gets dumped randomly in a corner, obviously from Grand Touring. Over here we have the Autostrada stand, I guess the Barrett-Jackson stand as well. So the first thing we have here is Low Mater. So this is actually a 1959 Chevrolet Apache pickup, and actually, funny enough, I actually know the guy who owns this truck, an old friend, Mike. So definitely gonna have to maybe reach out to him and see if we can't get some more filming done with this. We have one of my favorite classic cars, 1970 Chevelle Chevelle SS 396. Absolutely love these things. And obviously, if you guys are Fast and Furious fans, you guys might know this as one of Dom's vehicles when he's not driving a Charger. We have a Beetle, which is completely slammed and everything. You see the airbags in the front. That looks awesome. You got the Viper ACR beside it there. There's a 69 Camaro SS beside it, which is obviously all done up. And I should point out this is the ACR Extreme. So with the Extreme, you got, I guess, you got kind of the mounts with the more extreme front splitter. I think the louvers on the side. I think the Extreme might have had a bigger wing than just on the standard ACR. And not much more in terms of power. Still the same V10, 645 horsepower. But yeah, in terms of an absolute track weapon, ACR Extreme is exactly what that is. And then on the end here we have a 67 Mustang GT500. This one finished in the Eleanor spec. We all know the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. And yeah, this is, I mean, it's always cool to see one of these, 67 GT500 and an Eleanor. And yeah, if I had money to buy a classic Mustang, would not hesitate to get one of these. And you may have heard that, I don't know if it's been like officially announced, but Mustang has come out and said they're making a new GT350, and that's going to have more power than the current, or I guess the now outgoing GT500, which has over 700 horsepower. Well, the new GT350 is going to have over 800 horsepower, and basically all that stemmed back from this in 1967. And 67 is cool because that was the first and only year that they had the headlights in the middle on the GT500. They actually had to split them out wider in later years because when just those were running, people thought a bike was coming at them, and then you think a bike's coming at you, and then a whole car comes towards you. So for some safety regulations, they have to move the headlights out. That's why you see in like 68 and later models, those two grill mounted lights are actually further out to the side. And then we have the line of cars that pretty much everyone here is probably waiting to see, and the line of cars that I'll definitely be coming back and staring at later once I'm done filming. So we have the Pagani Huayra R in full carbon. We've actually seen this one over at FAF before. We have a Carrera GT, car needs no introduction. Actually in a kind of rare spec with the white with the tan interior. We have a Lexus LFA Nürburgring edition, so it had the fixed wing on the back and more aero instead of just the standard like raise up wing, but arguably the greatest sounding V10 ever. I mean, two of the greatest sounding V10 cars ever built are sitting here side by side. And we have the new Countach, the LPI 804. We've seen this car before. We've seen a couple of the new Countaches. Diablo SE SE30 from 1994. Again, one of my favorite cars in the unique pink color, the Viola SE30. Still need to actually pick up my model car version of this. We have the Ferrari F40, the one finished in black, and then we have a yellow Ferrari F50. And yeah, just a insane lineup of cars here. If you guys had to pick one favorite that you could go home in, what would you take? I'm going for the Diablo because I'm a Lambo guy. And if you guys have ever wondered where where stuff like the F50 and all that came from, we have thanks to this. So the 1886 Benz patent motorwagen. Of course, we saw one of these 2 years ago at the Mercedes Benz Museum in Germany, but this is literally the first motorized vehicle ever built. And this is cool. This is sitting here on the Cobble Beach Concourse stand, which I was supposed to go to last year, but I didn't. So maybe we'll try to go this year because they have all kinds of cool old stuff like this. But yeah, if you guys have never seen where cars basically originated from, this is it. This is a whole lineup of Mercedes here. So we have the original Benz patent motorwagen, 1935 Mercedes Benz 130H, 38 Benz 540K Sport Tourer. Again, I'm just reading the plaques down below. Then we move into the SL. So we have a 300 SL Roadster. We have the 190 SL Roadster. We have, of course, the SLR McLaren. And then we have the SLS AMG GT. This is actually the final edition. I thought it was a Black Series at first because of the wing, but no. It's just the regular SLS, if you will. A Black Series would have been cool. Of course, a Black Series a bit more aggressive than this. But yeah, we have the SLS there, obviously the cousin to the SLR. And then we have the AMG GT Black Series, the Project 1 edition. So basically anyone who was had a Project 1 allocation could get a GT Black Series in this special livery. So basically it has the all black paintwork, and then you can see it has all the Mercedes stars, kind of reminiscent to the Mercedes F1 livery. from a few years ago, and given that the AMG 1 is basically an F1 car for the road, you could get this special version, but again, only if you were getting an AMG 1 could you get a Black Series with this livery. So they only made, I think, like 100 something of these to correspond with the AMG 1s that were built. So if you ever see one like we do here, this is the rarest version of an AMG GT Black Series. Alright guys, as we're going to the other exhibits here in the North Building, one add-on I want to mention with the R8 GT, you guys probably know that most of the R8s, well, every R8 is all-wheel drive since it has the quattro system, but the GT, because race car, is actually full rear-wheel drive only. So just one more thing to mention on the Audi R8. If you guys want a Sprinter van, you can get this thing, the Nomad vans, which has some off-roading tires, is lifted, and just looks like it's ready to go on an adventure out in the middle of nowhere. Or if you want a regular Sprinter, you can have the new e-Sprinter van. And we have a little display here from Ferrari of Ontario. So we have a Roma Spider in front of us here. We have a Pro Sangue, which is actually my first time properly seeing this vehicle in person, if you guys can believe it. I did like the idea at first, but now actually seeing it, well, hearing the engine, seeing it now in person, seeing it in video, I actually do quite like this. Basically, the way to think of the Pro Sangue is, if you guys remember the FF and the Lusso before it, the Pro Sangue is kind of the successor to those two vehicles, except just a bit more lifted, maybe a bit more practical, a little bit bigger for a family vehicle. And then we have a 296 GTS instead of Fiorano. This is the Assetto Fiorano pack. I wasn't sure at first, but you can see it has the extra livery that you can get. So the two-toes, obviously the red with then the blue accents around the back and the stripes over the top. We got the carbon fiber on the rear for the rear diffuser, carbon fiber side skirts, and we have this kind of more extended splitter at the front, or I guess like the wing pieces, also in carbon fiber. But yeah, the Pro Sangue, let's go back to that for a second. Obviously, NA V12 is effectively the same engine as in the Ferrari 812. So obviously, high revving, naturally aspirated V12. Four-door big family car. Suicide doors at the back, obviously, which are cool, electrically assisted. And yeah, I still don't understand how Ferrari builds that with a V12 that effectively anybody can walk into a showroom and buy if you have the money, and then they come out with the new F80, which is supposed to be like the new flagship car. People are calling it the LaFerrari replacement, and I get it's a racing derived engine, but it has a V6. I mean, how do you have your basically everyday family car with the V12 and your like top of the line flagship car with a V6 in it? I mean, this has a V6 as well, but like this is the more road going kind of entry level Ferrari, which you would expect. But yeah, anyways guys, let me not rant on. Here's some nice Ferraris, and yeah, the Roma Spider over there is nice too. Twin turbo V8 and just an awesome car. And then we have the Grand Touring stand here. So we have the little cars. We have a little DB5 Junior, the No Time to Die edition, so from the most recent Bond movie. And for $90,000, that might actually be the only DB5 I could maybe hope to afford. We have a Rolls-Royce Ghost Series 2 back there with a Cullinan, I believe, looks like a black badge behind that. We have a car we've seen before, obviously the Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport, finished in the blue. We saw this a couple years ago. We have the Pininfarina Battista. I don't remember, I'll have to look at the plaque, I don't remember, but this is some kind of special edition, and we have the new Vanquish on the end. Right guys, so this is the Pininfarina Battista, the Nino Frina edition. I believe the story goes, I think Nino Frina was like an old test driver of sorts back in the day, and that's why they made this car in this livery to kind of honor him. Then yeah, this is the brand new Aston Martin Vanquish. Right guys, so what do we think of the new Aston Martin Vanquish? It still retains the V12 in there, thank goodness. And yeah, the Vanquish has been one of my personal favorite Aston Martin models ever since I saw James Bond Die Another Day. Of course, that was I think like the 2000 or something Aston Martin Vanquish, and basically every model since has been absolutely gorgeous. I just got, well, first look at the rear end. I don't know how much like the rear end of the vehicle. I mean, it's definitely different. It's still very much Aston Martin. I'm not 100% sure if I'm sold on the looks of the rear end of this vehicle, but I think overall I do like the look. So, you know, really, if you're sat inside the vehicle, you're focused on what they had, not looking at the back, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new Vanquish, because design-wise, I think I like it about 95% of the way, but yeah, I don't know, not so sure about the back end, but maybe with some more time spent around it, I'll come to learn to love it. And then we have the Revuelto. Now, this is my first time, well, second time seeing one of these, but first time seeing one this up close and personal. They had one on the stand last year at the show, but like it was behind barriers. It was much, much further away. And yeah, I gotta say, this as a Aventador replacement, this thing is absolutely sick. I mean, we already know all the stats, over 1,000 horsepower, still has the 6.5 liter V12 naturally aspirated with hybrid assist, and so it still sounds amazing as well. Obviously, we have the carbon fiber on the top, fully open, but that doesn't affect the engine at all. And we have all the carbon fiber options we can see here, so we can see the little hexagon on the side. The side skirts are all carbon fiber. The rear diffuser is all carbon fiber. They have the carbon fiber aero blade behind the wheel. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. I think I prefer that in body color, although I feel like on kind of a darker color like the Viola Pacifica, the purple, it does work. I've seen it on some other cars like in the brighter colors, like a Verde Scandal one with that, and I think it kind of breaks up the car a bit too much. So I think, yeah, if you have a darker color, I think the carbon fiber works. If you have a lighter color, I think I prefer that piece in body color. But again, the car is still absolutely amazing looking, and yeah, I'm really excited actually to see this up close and personal, having not really spent a lot of time around the Revuelto. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time around the Aventador in like the past, well, I guess what, 11, 12 years. But yeah, now it's time for this, and obviously can't wait to see what they do with this platform going forward. Okay, so we have the new Urus SE, so this is the new hybrid Urus, so still have the 4-liter V8, but obviously now with hybrid assist in there as well, so 656 horsepower, 305 kilometers an hour top speed. And yeah, basically this is kind of, I think, like the new entry-level Urus, and you have the S and of course the Performante. And then we have the new Bentley Continental GT Speed convertible. And I mean, really, it's a Bentley Continental GT convertible. This is a new one, but this has been around forever, so kind of looks the same. And yeah, it's Bentley. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And just another look at the back of the gorgeous Chiron. I could stare at this car all day, but there's more stuff over there for us to go look at, so we're going to walk away for now. The McLaren stand over here, so we have the new McLaren GT 750S set right here in the special livery. I don't remember what they call it, but the special livery on that. So you can see the green with kind of the hexagon patterns in there. Obviously the 750S, the replacement for the 720. And then we have an Artura Spider over here. I have to come over here because we have the Ram RHO. So this isn't like a direct replacement to the TRX. It kind of sort of is, but RHO stands for Ram High Output. Again, this has the full high output motor, inline 6 with the twin turbo. So this makes less horsepower than a TRX. This makes only about 500 something horsepower, but it has no slouch. Reworked suspension. If you've ever seen any of the driving reviews of this vehicle, I think it's 50 or 60 miles an hour. If you're just like going over bumps, that's when the suspension really sets in and makes for like a really nice and like flat, smooth ride on there. It's actually crazy how it's set up for, you think you want to go over something slowly, but you basically like baja it over like sand dunes and bumps and everything, and this thing just handles it fully. We can take a look here, guys. I like at the Bilstein shocks in there. Obviously everything very heavy duty in there, built for tackling anything that you can throw at it off-road. And yeah, while it's not quite as cool as the TRX, I think I would still prefer a TRX, but this definitely is no slouch. I just know a lot of people don't really like the whole inline 6 thing, but I mean, it's still a cool truck. It still has plenty of power. It's still going to do everything that you throw at it. It's still going to do everything that you ask it and want it to do. And the good thing with it is that compared to the TRX, these are actually a little bit cheaper. Mercedes is back at the auto show for the first time in a while, so we want to go check out everything over here, and we're going to start right here with the AMG SL63 4MATIC Plus Roadster. Now I know that's a big name. Mercedes is kind of known for naming their cars with a lot of like complicated stuff. Effectively, it's just the SL63 Roadster, 4-liter V8 up front. Yeah, so the SL63 Roadster is the top of the line. It starts with the SL43, then you have the 55, and then the 63 is the big daddy. So the 63 here, again, 4-liter AMG V8 twin turbo, 577 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 3.6 seconds. Obviously 0 to 62 miles per hour, 3.6 seconds. So yeah, Definitely no slouch. Obviously convertible folding soft top that you can see sits right at the back there. This car also features rear wheel steering, so it'll help you maneuver around tight corners, or I guess if you want to take on a racetrack, help you get around corners a little bit easier. It is a very big car, as you can see, compared to his other like SL brothers. Of course, downstairs we saw the likes of like the 300 SL, the 190 SL. So obviously cars grow over time, so much bigger, but still compared to some other things, still a very kind of small platform of a car. And I've heard people say like once you get in it, it doesn't feel like a very big car. But yeah, there's the new SL Roadster. This is the new CLE 300 Roadster, the GLE 450E. So I believe this is the Mercedes plug-in hybrid. I don't believe this is the full EV, but of course Mercedes, obviously they have a lot of EV cars, a lot of hybrid. Obviously that's the way that the world is going, technology, and of course Mercedes is, I guess you could say, pioneering a lot of it, given the fact that Benz literally created the automobile. Mercedes has always been ahead or at the forefront of new technology in the automotive world. And just take a look at this stunning green color. It's like this really deep metallic green, which in the right light look is green, but like you shift over here, it looks black, so it's really cool. I thought it was a black car, then the light hits it and you get actually this like deep metallic green, which is an amazing color. I'm sure in the direct sunlight this thing looks absolutely stunning. We have the Maybach edition. So this is the EQS 680 Maybach. So basically, Maybach at this point is just like the ultimate luxury version of a Mercedes. I don't know if this has the bounce feature like the old S600 Maybach did, but that'd be pretty cool if it does. I mean, even look at the details in the wheels. The wheels are just, the mesh is all the Maybach logo. How sick is that? Then here's the one thing that probably everyone was waiting to see. So this is the new electric G-Wagon. So the G580. And I did see a post like the Autoshow made that it's secured by a chain, so obviously it doesn't roll back. But apparently the G-Wagon did drive itself up onto this angle and park before then they secured it with the chain. So if you're ever wondering if the new G-Wagon is still a G-Wagon, the fact that it drove up here on its own should tell you everything you need to know. Of course, the new electric G is also kind of famous now for being able to do what they call the G-turn. So basically you turn the wheels all the way, step on the gas, and it'll do like a 180, or I think it'll just keep going, I think, until you let go of it. I don't know how practical it is. Obviously Mercedes says, no, if you're stuck in a situation you need to get out quickly, that's what it's there for. And it's just really cool to like impress your friends or to show off and do some really cool turns. But yeah, still square, still built like a G-Wagon, still very much G-Wagon, just now with electric power, so you can cruise around in silence. And then we have the new AMG GT here. So this is basically the direct replacement to the old AMG GT. Effectively still the same 4-liter V8 twin turbo in the front. It's just basically, you can see new body design, slightly longer car. You can see kind of the new design reminiscent of the new SL. But yeah, very much still AMG GT. Now I believe these are all 4MATIC, so I think they're all 4-wheel drive systems. So obviously with the 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, you can get off the line a little bit quicker. Obviously that adds a little bit of weight penalty to it, but I believe power is up slightly on this versus the old one. So how much you're gonna feel it, I don't know. But yeah, this is new AMG GT63, and it'll be really cool to see what they do with this. If they keep the same lineation, so to see like a GTR, maybe like a Pro, and then maybe like a Black Series or something as a final edition down the line, I expect that is going to be pretty crazy. Okay, so we've been given access to open up the engine bay. So of course AMG, we have the filter back crest there, and then you guys know AMG, one man, one engine. So the plaques are actually moved over to the side slightly. In the past, they used to be basically dead center. Now they're off to the side, so we can see that one there. And yeah, again, still has the 4-liter twin turbo V8. Again, the engine cover, you don't see a whole lot. You can kind of peek underneath there, but again, all new car, basically similar power plant. And again, this car is going to be no slouch. It's just basically the evolution of what we've known before in the AMG GT line. Okay, so there we go. There's the auto show for 2025. We'll end off with just watching some Jeeps go around behind me. I'm going to sign off from here for now for this year. I'm going to go put my camera down as it's dying anyways. I'm going to go just walk around again, enjoy everything, go experience some of the stuff. So if you guys enjoyed it, as always, please give a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel. I am back now. There will be more videos coming very soon. This should be up shortly, so by the time you're seeing this, you should still hopefully have 4 or 5 days to come down and check out the auto show. Obviously, if you weren't able to make it down, hopefully I showed you everything that you wanted to see in this video. But yeah, that's the auto show for 2025. We'll definitely be back next year. Obviously, this, I feel like this is kind of the start of car season for me, so we're started up now. And yeah, like I said, I've been away for a long time, but I'm back now. More videos will be coming really soon. Obviously, you follow me on Instagram if you're not already as well, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.